Good day and welcome to The State. On this show, we probe the issues and dig the solutions. So, are you able to take care of your family, their feeding needs? Is it true that the cost of prices are going down? There is a decline. Do you even care or bother about whether the cedi is performing stronger than the US dollar or the British pound or the European euro? Do you care? What, as we say in our Ghanaian parlance, is that my concern? Is it also true that the price of olonka, of palm oil or palm kernel, as we call it in our parlance, is selling now at 30 cedis from 40 cedis? How about agbobuloshi, paint bucket of onion, that is also selling at 70 cedis? Rice, 5 kilograms, is also reducing. Are you so concerned about that development of the cedi on food prices? You don't want to miss this conversation. My name is 𝗟𝗜𝗘. Stay for details.
Yes, the solution to all your travel needs is here. 𝗟𝗓𝗃 Lodge and Travel Services offers you the opportunity to travel to the following countries: Canada, United States of America, Turkey, Dubai, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Malta, Germany, and other European countries, where skilled workers such as nurses, paramedics, nannies, and caregivers, drivers, plumbers, masons, electricians, carpenters, painters, etc. are needed for urgent employment. 𝗟𝗓𝗃 Lodge and Travel Services can secure your Schengen visas with work permits. Individuals, organizations, churches, schools can contact us for their ticketing and hotel reservation, car rental services, international tour packages, travel consultation, visa assistance, and study abroad packages to all countries. We are located at Mr. Bates bus stop opposite the Calvary Baptist Church at Abaka, Accra, or contact us on these numbers: 0544 27 9525 or 0545 622 672 or 0302 237557. 𝗟𝗓𝗃 Lodge and Travel Services, your destination, our pride.
Welcome back. Let us settle for W Briefs. On W Briefs, what we do simply is to give you an executive summary, or let's say the facts of the topic for discussion for the day. So what are we looking at today? Ghana's Finance Minister, Dr. 𝗟𝗜𝗘, recently met leadership of the Foods and Beverage Association of Ghana, FABAG. He met them recently. And the meeting, which was largely described as frank and productive, it centered on discussions around the state of the economy, food pricing, and collective measures in making sure that they ease the financial burden on the ordinary Ghanaian. That was why he met the leadership of this group. Dr. Forson reassured FABAG, Food and Beverages Association of Ghana leadership, as I intimated that he met them, assured them that the recent appreciation of the Ghanaian cedi and stabilization of key economic factors or economic indicators are the result of well-planned, well-thought-through, deliberate, thought-out planning and prudent economic management. It just didn't happen by chance. It was thought out. It was planned. Prudent fiscal and economic management. That was what he told the team. He urged the leadership of FABAG to accelerate price reductions so that will reflect on retail prices, because some of the unions, as you know, are not reducing their prices, though we claim the cedi is performing strongly. He stressed that food prices, which was unreasonably high before where we are now, so you can rightly say from January till now, has seen some decline. So reduce the prices at the retail level. In his mid-year budget review that he presented to Parliament, the Minister of Finance announced that Ghana's cedi has appreciated significantly in the first half of 2025. That was the announcement he made, that the cedi has performed significantly in the first half of 2025. That was the announcement that he made. So the cedi performed unprecedented 42.5% to the US dollar, 30.3% to the British pound, and 25.6% against the euro as of June. That is how it stands now, the performance of the cedi. But for the average Ghanaian consumer, the cedi strength has direct effect on import costs. Once cedi is performing, it should have effect on the cost of prices there. The Ghana Statistical Service has reported that yes, inflation has fallen. So let's look on the screen and crunch some numbers. So inflation had fallen from 23.8% in December 2024 to 13.7% in June 2025. And this marks significant 6 consecutive decline as it has it. Food inflation, which is also a major component of the consumer price index, has also seen a significant drop from 27% to 16.3% in the same period. So the indicators look good. It look good as we have it. While some Ghanaians acknowledge marginal declines in the prices of goods when they go to the market, some are saying that the 5 kg of rice, which used to sell at 125, is now 80 cedis. They acknowledge, but there are some people who still cannot feed their family. They argue that government figures that do not correspond to their day-to-day realities in the market. Some are okay, others say it does not reflect. So on the back of the much-touted decline on inflation or stability, all the macroeconomic terms that we are being given, and the cedi flying, we are asking, has there been any real corresponding effect on food prices? We're going to interrogate these claims. Stay when I return.
Looking for professional office space? We are here to help you out in every way. Available space to let within the building is a total of about 2,500 square meters. We have in place disability-friendly washrooms, male-female washrooms, and kitchenettes with 24/7 water supply. We are providing the best office space for your business, coupled with an on-site clinic and a spacious car park. Reach out to us before your competitors do. Wesley Towers is designed to make you feel safe, offering you the needed luxurious personal space. It comes with affordable pricing package. Please contact for details and inspection on 0503 109 978, 0500 166 304, or 0556 302 880, or 0243 614 423. Wesley Towers, offering you a safe, secured, luxurious office space.
Welcome back. This is The State. It is your favorite current affairs program on Christian television, and you wouldn't want to miss or get up from your seat, because today's conversation, it's about bread and butter. It lines up our pocket. How you able to feed your family entirely as the cedi appreciation and decline in inflation and all that having a direct effect on food prices on the market. There are some claims. So the Minister of Finance presented his mid-year review budget to Parliament, and he asserted strongly that the cedi is doing very well, and then that should have its effect on prices. The Minister of Finance, prior to meeting Parliament, met the leadership of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, telling them that, hey, there was that unreasonable high prices, that now that the cedi is doing well, you need to reduce your prices. Has that been done? The reactions are mixed. Some Ghanaians claim that yes, there are marginal declines. Others too say we still can't feed our families. On the show today, we're looking at the strength of the cedi, strong cedi versus food prices. Is there any corresponding effect of the cedi's performance on our food prices? You will enjoy the conversation as we have our guests ready to share their thoughts to help you understand and appreciate the conversation. So there are people who really matter in the space. We have joining us via Zoom the General Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, Mr. Samuel Aggrey. Sir, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And we are glad to have you join us today. Our viewers cannot wait to hear from your end. Also, Dr. Joseph Obeng. Dr. Joseph Obeng is the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA's president. Yes. So, gentlemen, welcome to the state, and we go straight into the discussion. Let me start with you, Fabag. I guess that's the short form of your initials, Food and Beverage Association of Ghana. I love the sound. I love the sound of it. So first off, how do you see the performance of the cedi in the light of the meeting that the Minister of Finance held with your team a couple of days ago? Yes, Mr. Aggrey, if you could unmute yourself so that viewers can hear you. Yes,
sorry.
Yes, yeah, that's fine. So,
let me take the opportunity to hello to my learned friend, Dr. Obeng, on the other side. Now, if we look at the cedi appreciation, actually, it's something that really took the whole country by surprise, irrespective of what policy has been put in place. Because we, the business community, did not expect that we're going to see the cedi appreciation so far within about 6 weeks. Because what we expected and anticipated for was stability of the cedi, which we saw in the month of January, coming down to March, where it started moving up again, and then suddenly in May, it went down to, by end of May or first week in June, we saw the cedi coming to 10 cedis, 50 pesos, and it took us aback. But before then, we had a conversation with the minister when the city started appreciating. And the call was that the city was appreciating, and therefore we need to bring down the cost of food inputs so that consumers can also have a feel of it. But the assertion was true. We need to bring down, but what do we do in bringing down the cost of food inflation? And the point was that we have imported so much, and if you look at the rate at which goods were cleared at 16 cities, 70 pesos, doing that calculation, it will be very difficult for consumers to bring down, retailers to bring down the cost of products at the rate the city was going. So because we couldn't tell, but for it to be stabilized, then people will then be able, or business people and importers will be able to plan as to how they have to. But before then, what happened was that because of the stability that we gained during that period, most importers brought down the cost of their wares about 7 cities because what we call stability cost was taken off because the city itself has stabilized. So that is where we're thinking it was going to remain. So when the city came down, vis-a-vis the import declarations and other things that were done, you could say that you were using the new rates in doing your calculation. So the call was that bring it down. We said yes, some has been done, but we're going to see further reduction in certain prices if only we'll allow time. So from June to the end of July, we could see a lot of products coming down in that space, because the competition itself will mean that if I do my import today, as against the one who did it yesterday as 16 cities, 70 pesos, the price differentials is going to create a problem for that competition. So that is where we saw that, fine, those who could not bring down a substantial amount of their cost, we will see that in the subsequent declarations through the imports. So we saw it, and as of June, we can see substantially see the reduction of most of these imports that we see, and then even the local end has also reduced. But that I've said on many platforms, and even we told the minister it was going to be very difficult for our local producers to bring down the costs, because what was going to happen is that the factors that were going against the production, which was the high cost of production, which is electricity, energy, the cost of water, and then the kind of taxes that we have in place at that time, is not going to help local industry to bring down the cost of production. So we need to touch base with how to bring down some of the taxes that were imposed in the previous administration, which really led to collapse of businesses.
Okay.
So when we're able to touch that, then we can have a feel of the city reduction. Without that, the city could appreciate a lot, but what is going to happen is that you will then pay more in buying certain things, because the value of your currency is now against the taxes that have been imposed on you. So if you are not careful, what will happen is that you'll see the city appreciates, but then the cost of goods are going to be more expensive. In that direction.
Very well. So those were your preliminary comments. If I got you right, yes, city could be doing very well, but there are other factors of production. Taxes on other things that you are still spending, then it means it's not going to have, you're not going to have a corresponding effect on prices. Let me come to you, Doc Joseph Obeng Guta. From where you sit, what is the state of the Ghanaian city?
Yeah. Honestly, we have a very significant reduction of the forest rates, making the city appreciate quite significantly, and everybody is very happy about it. And I must say, prices have also started responding positively. That anybody who cares to know when it goes to the market will appreciate that most imported goods have been, because we have gotten this stability, and it has so been sustained. Because if you are talking about March to date, then if you have this stability, then it augurs well for businesses and for those who even are saying that they bought their goods at the old
Prices.
rate and all that, might start having the gains as of now. The problem that we have is with the access to the forest at the bank rate. About 70% of our transactional rates derives from the black market and then the forest bureaus, which is also the difference is very high from the bank rate. And so about 70% are trading in the forest rates instead of the interbank rates. And so this is what people should also understand. And so they will be measured in their expectations. When we say that prices should respond positively, what benchmark are we using? Are we using the benchmark of the bank rate or using the black market rate? Where my area, my traders, most of us get our forest from. So these are the areas, and then the stability alone cannot fight prices alone, because it cannot fight prices in isolation. Factors of pricing are varied. We have the VAT, which is still the same and very cumbersome and very costly, even among the sub-region. And so that is there. We have utility costs that have increased with regards to ECG, have gone to about 18%.
Yeah, Doc,
which does not augur well.
Yes, Doc. Before you mentioned something that was very interesting to me and striking, how you access the dollars, the interbank rates, and then the forex, the abuchi, the traders. Where do you usually get it? Is it the interbank rates or with abuchi people?
Okay, so if you realized about 6 weeks, from 6 weeks now, our members have been complaining the difficulty in accessing they've been complaining a lot. And then I've made a case with the Bank of Ghana, even though they've given the assurance that the forest is enough, that we should not be worried about, and they will compete with the commercial banks, but the problem still persists. So like I was saying, over 70% of our transactional rate is derived from the black market, which does not also augur well. If you say prices should go down, on what calculation are you doing? Probably you have it in mind, the bank rate, which is somewhere 10.45 against the 12.1, 12.2, 12.3 that we get, and then the difference is so huge. The gap is so huge.
So on the black market, it's 12 point. You get it how much?
Bank rate is, let's say, I don't know the rate for today, but let me say about 10, around 10.4, 10 point, and then the black market, and then the forest bureaus trades around 12.1, 12.2, wherever you get it, to 12.3. So you see the gap is so huge. And so if you put that one as your calculation, and then somebody is also thinking about the central bank rate, then of course there will be some misunderstanding there. And then I've talked about the utility cost. Most of these utility providers cited the high cost of the forest in their adjusting the prices.
Yeah.
And not long, their prices have gone down extremely, and then their next pricing, they increase it again. That's why you see most of the manufacturing companies are not responding positively the way that they should have done. Because the utility cost is very essential for manufacturing in this country. So we do not price in isolation. The stability, fine. We are all very happy. But I'm telling you, anybody who will say that he has not gotten gains from the stability or the gains that we are having is not telling the truth in a way.
You've made some gains.
Because if even we compare the black market rates compared to what we were buying 15.5 and thereabout, there's still a significant reduction, and that's where I do not take those people who use that argument, because if the kind of transactions that we do, if truth be told, there are some people who also do LCs, suppliers credit. So if even you bought the goods and you did your transaction around February, where the dollar was about 15.5, the due date for your payment of the forex, if they gave you 4 months credit, 5 months credit, is now. So you have a windfall profit here, and but all these people who have gotten the gains are actually passing it on to the consumer. If you go to some of the supermarkets and all that, some of them have actually written that the dollar reduction or the cedi appreciation price. I saw some of these things in some of the supermarkets that they are using it for promotion and all that. But then also, what is our expectation? And then let me finish this. Let me finish this. When you hear people say that prices have not responded, over 70% of those who are talking about prices not responding in the market and all that are about domestic foodstuffs, the plantain, the granuts, the yams, and all that, because people have to eat, fill their bellies before they think about the imported products. And into electrical business, if I use some reference, the cable that was selling 300 Ghana cedis somewhere in February is now selling 230. It's a significant. So if it should go up, if I knew I have to make comparison, I would have itemized so many things, because I don't want business people to be seen that we are not thinking about the consuming public. They are our customers. We cannot do the trading that we do in isolation. We do it with our customers.
Very well.
If the customer is challenged, business thrives on turnover. And so if the consumer is challenged, he is unable to patronize for you to get the turnover that you so require to be able to pay off your debts at the bank and all that. And in any case, the Ghana market that we have, the Ghanaian market is a consumer market. It's not the seller's market. When you go Europe, the prices are fixed on the items, and so you buy it whether you like it or not. You go to the teller and then you swap it on the machine. Your price is there. In our case, the market is a competitive one. We are not in a monopolistic market either, and so you have the opportunity to do your bargaining and all that. About 1,000 traders will be selling the same commodity, so you punish the one who is selling at the higher price and reward the one who is selling at the cheaper price. So that's the dynamism in our market.
In your market, yeah, I appreciate it very well. Mr. Samagri, I'll come to you briefly, because Doc just shifted all of us. The bracket I fall to, usually the food and the beverage, because that is where Ghanaians feel the direct effect. I'll come to you quickly. But Doc, in a minute, when this price adjustment started, when the city started performing very well, Guta came out when when I say we, the Ghanaian population started saying that it should trickle down to reducing prices. And some of your members, the position was that we have stock that we need to clear. So within 2 months, we are hopeful that within 2 months, if it is stabilized and things go well, we should be able to do something about our prices. 2 months ends this week. 2 months per Guta saying that if prices are stable, which you have attested to, you should be able to be reducing your prices. How true are you keeping to this word? In a minute.
That's why I'm being consistent. It was a meeting that we had with the trade minister, and the trade minister was worried that the prices are not responding positively. And so it came from my own mouth, and assurance that I gave that to trade minister that they should do their bit to make sure that the gains are sustained. And if the gains are sustained, prices will follow suit, because it's a market forces that determine prices. Where the cedi appreciates in value, those people who have the gains will automatically transfer those gains. And I've told you, I've been very consistent, and I've told you that prices have actually adjusted. Please, let's do before and after and now. And then go to the market, and next time I'll do another program with you.
We have a conversation.
I'll get all the list of prices that have come down as against the prices that have not come down. So I'll give you an informed. Otherwise, the speculation out there is suggesting that we are not helping the consuming public. That is not so. We cannot do business in isolation, as I've said. It's very important that we transfer the gains to them, and that they are very important. And much as we are traders, there's no trader in isolation. Once I sell electrical products, I consume pharmaceutical products. So it's very important that prices go down, so that what I also consume, the price will go down for us. And you know that I've led the crusade, telling people to bring down the prices. I'm not the one that will support anybody to take on that street, but the competition in the market is such that nobody can overprice him or herself out of competition. The competition is so huge. So if you see that the prices have come at a certain level, that's what the market forces can give to Ghanaian. But it's not that anybody is taking advantage, because if you overprice, you'll be out of competition.
Very well. Viewers, you just heard Dr. Joseph Obin, he's president of Ghana Union of Traders Association, and also joined in the conversation the General Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, Mr. Samuel Agri. And we are looking at the performance, the strength of the cedi versus prices. Is it having a real corresponding effect on food prices? And you heard Guta make a strong case, and that yes, they've made some gains, but there are other factors that go into production. And he shifted that most of those of us who are crying is because we fall within the food, where he deals in electricals and Guta and other manufacturing. Those who can tell of the olonka of palm nuts on the onion at Agbobulushi market and the 5 kg rice, we fall with Mr. Agri. Mr. Agri, has there been reduction? There's a member on the Select Committee on Trade and Industry is saying that as many as 4,500 commodities or items, food, have had reduction on them. What is the real picture? Do we have on our food?
Thank you. Reduction, we've seen significant reduction in the sector. But what will happen is that we need also look at the government side. What have they also put in place? We've seen the policy direction that has brought down the forex and the cedi appreciating further. And then the most important thing that the consumer or the Ghanaian will feel is certain aspect of the taxes are reduced to give them a reprieve. Now, what we are asking for is not just the cedi dropping, but then I started by saying there were a certain introduction of taxes that brought about the collapse of certain businesses, where investments went down, and therefore we need to resuscitate those businesses. So what do? We must look at the kind of taxes that were introduced that brought about this canker. So we say reduce some of the taxes and let us also reduce our products. And if government announces tax reduction, the next day you will see certain products or everything goes down according to that percentage. But when it's about the cedi, people will then will be reluctant in terms of how much they have to reduce, because what is going to happen is that they will be looking at how much they have invested and the losses that they've made previously. So that might not reflect significantly on the kind of prices that we, or the reduction that we want to see. But when government makes an announcement, immediately the next day we'll see prices reducing significantly. Just as the minister has announced that certain aspect of it will go, the tax aspect will go, COVID-19 will go, and then looking at the VAT rate, that also will be brought down and then restructured. We have made this call over years that the tax system that we have, particularly myself, that has been my mantra, that the tax system that we have in this country are not just, because anything that you buy, you have multiple of taxation imposed on them. Because if you are buying something that you need to give a pricing, then you, the consumer, must know that the same tax that has been imposed, that same item has been imposed twice on you. So that is where the problem is coming from. So government should look at it and then rationalize it so that we can pay reasonable taxes. All of us need to pay the taxes, but how much must we pay? We need to pay, but we need to look at how much we must pay. We shouldn't tax our people out of the criteria where they cannot pay, but rather find ways and means as if they were paying, but they will not pay. So if we look at the system that we have now, almost about 40% are those who are paying the taxes. What about the 60%? We say even if everybody is paying 10 cedis a month as his due rate that they must pay to government, will go a long way to bring down the kind of taxes structure that we have. So it's very important that we look at the two hand in hand. So we are doing our bit. Government must also look at what we can do to bring down the cost of taxation. The other areas that when we touch that, immediately the cost of product will go down. Look at the import area where so many levies and taxes, import duties are imposed at the point of entry. We need to take off so many taxes that we have mentioned and also bring down the benchmark value. This is an illegal entity. I've said it so many times. Government will buy the things that you have imported at your rate and then resell it to you at their rate. So you pay 100% if you have an invoice of 10,000 cedis. Government says no, it's 10,500 or 20,000. So you pay duty on the 20,000. And then the most painful thing is that at every stage of the calculation, they impose VAT rate on it. So by the time you finish paying your duty, you have paid almost about 70% or 80% of the cost of your product. Okay. So which country does that? Okay. So we need to look at the system that we have. Is the system that is militating against us. Very well. We need to look at it and then bring it down so that the cost of goods and services will be addressed at each other. Then prices will then fall in place, and then everybody, the little income that you make, you are able to buy what you need to buy. And then we look at the cost of production for our local sector.
Yes, we'll look at some
if we're able to look at that. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Agri, we'll be looking at some of these as the conversation was on. But in just a minute each, I will give you a minute each. So the consumer out there knows that the cedi is performing very well. So it has to have an effect directly. But here we are, that the manufacturers and the leaders in the food and beverage industry, what you are saying in effect, can you tell us in 1 minute that yes, prices can go down, prices will not go down? Is that what you are telling us? Because you mentioned the factors, the taxes, the energy, the utilities, but we know that they say the economy is doing well. So I throw it to you.
As it's doing well, as the economy is doing well, you see, we are basing the factors on the cedi appreciation. But the fundamental problem that brought about the cedi hitting 16 cities, what has been done? We've not touched that at all. So we need to go back as the cedi is coming down. It's a good policy that you put in place that the cedi is coming down. Now we need to touch the very policy that brought about the changes, that brought about the collapse of businesses.
Okay.
What are we doing to those ones? We will not touch them.
Okay.
We need to reverse it.
Okay.
Look at the cost of utility. If you look at the cost of utility, for instance, for now, they tell us that we need to pay realistic rates. It's true. As the city was 16 cities, the PRC based their calculation on the high rate of the dollar. And therefore, if the city has appreciated, they need to go back and then rebase it. Unfortunately, as the city is dropping, they're also going up in percentages. So the manufacturer is supposed to pay 10%. Now they are paying 17, 18%, because the announcement of 2% was also announced that at the beginning of the month.
It's clear.
So realize that within a scope of 2 months, we've gone up to about 18% or 18.5% in rate, which is not right.
Very well.
Because
it's clear. Mr.
We
Agri,
say we want to produce at a cheaper cost. We must look at so that our industries can remain competitive. It's not the increase of the duties that is causing that. We could bring it down by looking at the very fundamentals that are hurting the industry and then also hurting the import of businesses.
Very clear, very clear. So in effect, to the consumer, yes, the city is doing very well, but we also have challenges until these structures, until these taxes, until these things are worked out. You will not see a significant change. Is that it?
Exactly.
Very well.
Exactly the point.
Very well. Very well. Doc Joseph Obin, is that same with Guta? That yes, CD doing very well, but as you are explaining, until that is done, it's just going to be marginal in a cost. Is that what Guta is also saying?
Yeah. Already we have significant reduction in the market. We have to find out. But like Mr. Agri said, I support him in total. He hit the nail right in the head. The products that you are expecting to come down, that you are expecting the prices to come down, have been so overtaxed. The taxes that we pay is exorbitantly high in this country. If I have to let you know how much we pay in terms of duty and duty payment, because government said they will rationalize the taxes. That hasn't been done yet.
Doc.
Because if you import goods. Hello?
Yes, Doc. I will just press the pedal in a minute. We'll take a quick break. When we come, we will interrogate and take the position that you are looking at. So viewers, we will take a quick break. When we come back, Doc will land on the position of Guta and why prices cannot go down as we are expecting. And on the stage today, we are looking at the strength of the city versus food prices. Is there any real corresponding effect on food prices? And Guta has been saying their position on it, and Guta this afternoon talking to us, the president himself, Dr. Joseph Obin. You heard earlier on from the General Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association, Mr. Samuel Agri, telling us why CD is performing, but we are not seeing the prices decline on the market. So many reasons, so many reasons, going to taxes and government. Will there be any glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel? What is the correlation with food security? When we come back, we'll look at it. Please stay.
Oh yes, the solution to all your travel needs is here. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Lodge and Travel Services offers you the opportunity to travel to the following countries: Canada, United States of America, Turkey, Dubai, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Malta, Germany, and other European countries, where skilled workers such as nurses, paramedics, nannies, and caregivers, drivers, plumbers, masons, electricians, carpenters, painters, etc. are needed for urgent employment. 𝗟𝗓𝗡 Lodge and Travel Services can secure your Schengen visas with work permits. Individuals, organizations, churches, schools can contact us for their ticketing and hotel reservation, car rental services, international tour packages, travel consultation, visa assistance, and study abroad packages to all countries. We are located at Mr. Bates bus stop opposite the Calvary Baptist Church at Abaka, Accra, or contact us on these numbers: 0544-279525 or 0545-622-672 or 0302-237557. Alan Cash Lodge and Travel Services, your destination, our pride.
Under the distinguished patronage of our founding churches, Methodist, Presbyterian, Anglican, Evangelical Presbyterian, the AME Zion, and other affiliate churches of Ghana, the Boys and Girls Brigade Councils of Ghana present the Brigades Hour. Hallelujah! A stimulating and instructive hour-long, made-for-you TV magazine extravaganza featuring lively archival recap of the history of the Boys and Girls Brigades as international and domestic ecumenical, non-denominational, regimented Christian organizations. Join us on the extensive journey of discovery of the 4 core pillars of all our programs: the physicality of our camping, expedition, and drills, the spiritually uplifting praise, worship, and intensive Bible study for all our boys and girls in our company meetings, highly educational content of our artificial intelligence and robotic contact sessions for all our boys and girls, and our extensive basic and command courses for all our officers. As for the social fit and balance, we rely on recreation, sports, and our youth parliament. Take a cozy front seat and soak in our captivating segments: district, regional, and national reports, denominational reports, international briefs, and the frills and thrills Brigade Drills. Be interactive with us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and WhatsApp, and win excellent prizes on our monthly GB and BB quiz as you join us on phone. Is the Brigade Hour showing live on WTV and PCGTV on Wednesdays at these exclusive times. GB, seek, serve, follow Christ. BB, sure and steadfast. Brigades Hour. Oh, you dosing, Toffee.
Welcome back. This is The State, and if you are just joining us, you've missed a bit, but you can, as always, you always hope to get a wrap of what the discussion is about. Today we are looking at the performance of the cedi, the strength of the cedi versus food prices. Why is it that, yes, we hear that there's much doubt about the decline in inflation and steady stabilization, yet we're not seeing them reflect in real terms in the marketplace as the ordinary Ghanaian goes to what is really happening. And helping us to understand the conversation have been our guests who are coming from the authorities in the space. That is where everything takes place. The president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, is with us on the line. We are also having as our guest, helping us to understand the conversation, Mr. Samuel Aggrey. Mr. Samuel Aggrey is the General Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana. So you see that these are the people that we transact day-to-day business with. That's where we get our food, that is where we get our goods and other services from. They're helping us to understand that it's not that they are wicked, it's not that they don't want to reduce prices, but there are other factors that are holding them. If those hurdles are cleared, then we can have significant rather than the marginal price reductions that we are witnessing. Are you convinced about the positions? Are you now understanding the issue? This is the state. Don't move in the last embeds, you might get your answer. Doc, let me come to you, Dr. Joseph Obeng, to land. Before we went on break, you were agreeing with Mr. Aggrey on some of the points that he made forcefully. Can you land now?
So these products that we are selling, we are being made to pay excessive taxes. Don't even say excessive, they are extortive taxes that is being made. You remember that people said that we should not overtax ourselves out of production. the local manufacturing entities are not even competitive in the sub-region, and then we are being made to pay high utilities and all that. So the prices that we see, that we all crave, that the price will come down, all includes these things that I'm talking about. So if you have to do it, then it have to be comprehensively done, that it captures all the other areas, so that prices will trickle down. In the scheme of affairs of the continental free trade areas, you know that Ghana is lagging behind, because our products are not competitive at all. The goods that we import to Ghana, compared to the goods that are also imported to Togo, theirs is very cheap, ours is very high. Because of what? Because of the taxes and the system of clearance and all that. That's why Ghanaians go to Togo all this time, even that our currency is higher or appreciate better than them. We still go there to buy the goods. So you see that the appreciation of the city does not stand alone.
Yeah.
And that we have to look at the other factors. But for us traders, we are so much concerned about the consuming public. They are our customers, and that whatever gain that we get, we have to also transfer the gains to them.
Very well.
And that are very consistent with that, and people should do that.
Very well.
Shouldn't be said that we are just taking advantage of our consuming public. But then the consumers also have the opportunity to do the needed due diligences and then comb the market to see where the prices have adjusted positively and reward those people. And those people who are selling high, they punish them. It's as simple as that.
Very well.
It's a consumer's market, not the seller's market.
Yes, Doc,
so the advantage is for the consumer.
Yes, very well. Quickly, in a second, Doc, can you tell us which of your goods has witnessed a marginal decrease?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm from the electrical business, and most of the products have come down.
They have come down from what to what?
If you give me another opportunity, I'll itemize those things. And if you will want it for publication, I'll send to you.
Very well.
It's as simple as that.
But you are confident that there have been reductions.
We have to help inform the public, and then the media, because sometimes the media also hide this thing. But when you do that, it does not also augur well for businesses. Then if the person who want to even come down with prices will even think that others are not coming down. So the speculative aspect is also not helping. Prices are adjusting. I'm telling you.
Our next conversation, like you have promised, we'll get the itemized this, and then you will get the rates and how it's been affected. Mr. 𝗟𝗓𝗓, I asked you the same question. I asked you the same question. Are there select items that you can say have witnessed marginal decline in prices?
Yes. If you look at the food basket that we have now, something like oil has gone down, rice has gone down substantially, then anything that you imported has gone down. And the problem that we have is the local market, where we have to transport goods from the farm gates to the markets. That hasn't changed because of transportational costs.
So did you say rice?
A relative.
You mentioned rice.
Aspect of reduction. Yeah, rice has also gone down. Oil has gone down. The starches that you see, the other tomato products, fish canned products that you see, all of them have gone. And the tin tomato that you see, the prices have dropped significantly. So we only want to see how government will also relate to that area. So then prices will further be reduced. But let me also emphasize, as Dr. started his submission, he spoke about the city against the forex. Now, those detecting the pace of the city are the ones making a big problem for this country. Because you cannot have a banquet of 10 cedis, 30 pesos, and then you go and buy the same dollar at 12 cedis, 30 pesos. And then you use it to do your import, and you realize that there's a problem in between. So you look at the high rates that people are importing, and then the exchange rate itself. So we say the cedi ought to remain in the banks. The dollar ought to remain in the banks. The bank managers ought to give the traders, the business people, the needed amount that they need to do their transfers. Because the minister has made it clear to us, the Bank of Ghana has made it clear, that dollar is in the bank. So therefore, we need to get the money from the bank. So, but if you go there and you don't get them, then you obviously you need to fall back on this same black market. And that is what created a big problem for us, because initially or earlier, when the Bank of Ghana dispenses the money to the commercial banks, they give it to the GAO or the black market dealers for them to sell, for them to make money. This is what we are saying. This time, the money ought to remain in the banks for business. Otherwise, we are going to face the same problem as we are facing. And those who are doing that, we need to take them, arrest them, and prosecute them for what they are doing. Because they cannot dictate at their own pace how when the Bank of Ghana is trying to do what is right. So if they are giving them the rates, there's no business than we doing our transactions for you to get the commission that you need to get. But if you want to get more money out of that, then therefore you need to sell the money to the black market for them to give you the 20 pesos and the 30 pesos on the dollar. We need to look at it and then change this, our behavior. If people want to pay salaries, they should pay in cedis. If they want to buy cedi as a tourist, they should go to the forest, present their passport, and get the needed rates that they want. They shouldn't go to the black market where you stand and then you negotiate the cost of a cedi that you want to buy.
Okay, yes.
This is what is creating problem for us.
Great.
So we need to look at it and then address the issue head on.
Very well.
And the Bank of Ghana need to take certain steps to ensure that the money that they dispense to the banks really go, because we don't transfer as a business or as a trader.
Noted. Yeah.
$5 million a day.
Yeah.
So we need to look at that. Why are the money not staying in the banks when we know that they are supposed to be in the banks?
Very well. Doctor mentioned earlier that those that are doing very well, he charged us to go out there. Those that have done the reductions, and he said yes, we should applaud them, tap them on the back. Those that are not doing, we should say it. Doc mentioned earlier on, giving us the challenge. Of course, since the city started performing very well, Okadeco Ghana like this has done some reduction by 15% in their furniture. Electroland too has done some reductions in their electronic dealers and consumer their gadgets and things. They've done. Blochem has done. Of course, when things started getting better, GPRTU also did some reduction. So of course, when they are doing well too, we need to say it that yes, some have reduced their prices. Yes, gentlemen, concluding remarks. Dr. Joseph Obeng.
So I'm happy that eventually you've been able to cite some companies that are responding, and it's not only them. In my company, I'm reducing prices by the day. Any gain that I get, because I know I have to make the consumer happy so that he can buy more goods. That's how the market operates. So most people's prices have come down, and that's the consumer. It's up to the consumer to reward those of us who are doing the right things. But that doesn't mean those who have not corresponded positively are not doing the right thing. Probably they are still not done with their old stocks, and they have the challenges, and we cannot do. But for those people, what I've always advised them is that they should strike the necessary average. That okay, you bought it at a higher price, and now the dollar has come down. When you sell the goods, you are going to buy it at a cheaper price. So you strike a reasonable average so that you can sell in between, so that you are not priced out of the market. And this is how I've been advising my members, and most of them are responding positively.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Doc.
Badly. The other factors, as Mr. Agre have enumerated, is what is also left for government to do.
So
it shouldn't be difficult for you also to probe PURC for not responding positively.
We will do that.
Who is to bear this cost? And they keep on increasing. It's not fair to the generality of Ghanaians. And that's what is killing the local industries. If you call any investor that you want to do manufacturing with, the first thing that the person will ask you, that investor will ask you, what is the unit cost of electricity in your country? If you mention it, then they throw their hands in despair. And then we look on for PRC and all that. The best that is created at the utility company shouldn't be borne by us. We already pay economic rates.
Very well.
And it's not fair that we say that we have to pay and then we do not probe.
We will probe you. We will probe PURC. Yes, we will.
Inefficiencies,
we will that.
through incorruptible things,
yes.
And then incur huge losses. And then they say that Ghanaians should come and bear it again without any investigation, forensic investigation.
Thank you very much. That was Dr. Joseph.
Resources will be put to good use.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was Dr. Joseph 𝗟𝗡, President of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Ghana. We also had Mr. Samuel Agri, who is the General Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, helping us to appreciate the conversation on the strength of the cedi versus food prices, the corresponding effect, the real effect on the market. It has been very interesting conversation. They have tasked us to find out from PURC. They are the cause why some of the prices are not coming down. We'll do that and get you, our viewers, follow through and get to know what decision has been taken to make sure that prices on the market are affordable. My name is 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗘𝗓. We are back on your screens on Friday. Goodbye.